To the mountaineering.
Yes, let's go to the mountain.
Thank
part.
you.
There are bad sides to the story. There is also the fact that some honest custom officers looked at you and told you that
Exactly.
you're doing something good.
Thank
but
you.
Unfortunately, you're from a country that doesn't appreciate this type of thing. I kind of understand that. I don't expect any life's journey to be all smooth, hunky-dory,
Not at all.
nice.
Not
So
at
what
all.
you experience in Abuja is part of the human experience.
Yeah,
Now let's go to after that. Some people will just quit and say, you know what? I've heard from a top custom officer that says that you're from a wrong country.
Yeah.
Meaning that, Tupac said, there's a line from Tupac music. So I'm a diehard fan of Tupac. Like I could write every script of Tupac's lyrics.
Wow.
But then there's a line that I took out of it. Tupac said, I was born not to make it, but I did. Right? Your story resonate with the Tupac lines of I was born not to make it, not like from your family side, but from the country you are in.
Yeah.
You chose a dream that does not work in this country.
Yeah.
First, there are no mountains in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We have a few rocks here and there.
Yeah.
And the rocks that we have, Celestial Church people and prayer warriors whose prayers God does not answer have made it their shrines or their altars. So they don't represent tourist attraction as they are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And governments of the states that own those rocks or mini mountains, as they will call it, but they're not mountains, but we just, in Nigeria, we like to exaggerate things.
Yes.
I've not seen the tourist attraction to it. And when you see somebody who rides a bicycle around the country, I feel people should have come and say, Minister for Internal Affairs, what you do is under Minister for Internal Affairs, Minister for Sport, Youth and Sports, Minister for Tourism.
Transports as well.
Transports, good. So people should have come and say, you know what, look at this guy. Let's take him, equip him, let him take a tour around Nigeria and show the world the beauty of our landscape. Take for instance, Bauchi have an incredible landscape.
Yeah.
Same as Sokoto, same as Borno, same as Yobe, same as Birni Kebbi. So imagine, for instance, these ministries, the Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Sports, comes together and say, look, we're going to give you annual budget of say 100 million naira.
Yes.
But we're going to administer it based on places you go. So we allocate, let's just say hypothetically, 1 kilometer, you get 100,000 naira. Yeah. But we're going to fix you up with GoPro and possibly get a team of drone to follow you so that you don't just fake it. You don't just enter a vehicle from point A to point B. You have to wear these kits, show us that you're traveling, all these meter distance I judge whether you're moving or not. Yes. And then as you're traveling, you're telling stories of the places that you're seeing, how this place is, that place is. Before the 100 million is exhausted, you would have gone around Nigeria.
Sure.
Not because your account will be filled up, but people through your eyes would see Nigeria differently from this whole idea of Nigeria is bombing.
Exactly.
They are killing everybody, terrorist state, blah, blah, blah. That wouldn't be the case. So you would have been able to tell us what some new things that you saw in Bauchi.
Exactly.
Some amazing things that you saw in Kano, and the food that you ate, the ones that are good for you, the ones that give you running stomach, all of that. It becomes beautiful content that will also help the creative industry. And I hope that Ali Baba is listening to us today. Maybe you also show up on his station and tell your story.
Good.
But guess what? We are not that kind of country.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. We have not been fortunate enough to have the right leaders in place.
We are bad people. So we always choose bad people. I always say that Nigerians are bad people. On the large percentage, Nigerians are bad people. So I posted something on Instagram yesterday, and it covers Additional. If you're on my Instagram page, you'll see it. Additional is a man who understands agriculture and its economics importance. Okay. Nigerians will never vote for such a person to be president of Nigeria. We will look for the dumbest, the stupidest, the idiotic ones, the morons to vote into power. And then we start getting surprised when they send soldiers to toll gates to shoot us. We start getting surprised when they put draconic policies that makes us not to make progress. We start getting surprised. But we all rallied and queued behind them and call them men of integrity and all that. We are bad people. I always say, I'm not afraid to say, people don't like it when I say this, but it's the truth.
Because they are products of the people.
Yes.
They came from us. They are one of us.
If we wake up today and say enough is enough, we're not going to back corrupt leaders anymore. They will not be in power.
Definitely.
That's for sure. So nobody should come and give me all this twisted story of, oh, they are using money. No, they're not using money. You are selling your soul to the devil.
Yeah.
And Al Pacino said it in Devil's Advocate. When you sell your soul to the devil, you should wear the coat, whatever coat he gives to you. You should wear it. And that's what we face. But let's come to your decision after Abuja happened.
Yeah.
And you decided to go gung-ho this time around, do what nobody from Nigeria has ever done.
Yeah. I before this cycling, I used to go to during preseason, my active years in football, we used to go to hills to train preseason, to run up the hill and down just to build endurance. So I remember we went to Udi Hill in Enugu here, and we climbed, got to I love the view. And I started reading about.
I've not climbed a single mountain in my life.
There are just no.
And right now that I have a terrible knee, I'm not sure I will ever have that experience. So that's one thing that I will not regret, because I had enough time to climb it. I've done bungee jumping, I've done skydiving. Now look at me, look at my life. I can't even say I've climbed a single hill. Now look at the mountain.
the skydiving.
Foolish me.
No. Skydiving, those are great experiences. But I encourage people to.
That's the day you conquer fear. When you go to do skydiving, that's the day.
Yes.
Fear goes out.
Exactly. That's one thing about them. And when that fear is not there, let me tell you, when you achieve great feats like that, the principles are the same across other areas of your life.
True.
Yeah, the principles are the same.
I think skydiving was the reason why I was able to set up this radio, because I hold no fear. There's only one thing I fear. I fear poverty right now, but I don't know. I'll conquer it very soon when I have $1 billion in my bank account. But tell me about the mountain, please.
Yeah, I started with Udi Hill. Then I remember when we traveled to Ghana. So I was able to do Afajato in Ghana. That's the highest mountain in Ghana. I did that and I came down. I was like, wow, that was the greatest thing.
Afajato.
Yes, in Ghana. So, and after that, I wanted to do some other mountains. So I looked around. So somebody jokingly asked me, have you gone to Luma Rock? I said, no. He said, go and do that. And I remember going to Abeokuta to do to do a Luma Rock, and I came down. That was disappointing. I was like, he said, that's not even a mountain. But I love the view when I got to the highest points. I love the view there, because that's one. It inspires me. I love that. So after that, I started. I thought of the next thing to do, and I looked around my map. I saw Mount Cameroon. I traveled all the way from here, but that's by road through Calabar to Cameroon. And when I got there, I got to the city called Boer, very cold region. And I decided to do the Mount Cameroon. That's the highest mountain in West Africa. That's about should be about 4,000 meters above sea level. I did that. It took me 3 days to get to the summit. Yes, it took me
3 days.
Yeah, 2 days to get to the summit and 1 day to come to descend. Yes. Okay. So I did that. I filmed it, but that was my first time of experiencing that kind of altitude. It was really high, I read a story about Sibusi Suvilan, the first black man to get to Mount Everest, the pinnacle of the world. I read a story, like I told you, while I was growing up, I was reading Guinness Book of Records. Like, I saw crazy things, unbelievable things, like facts stranger than fictions. I was like, could this really happen? So when I act like this, people think, are you crazy or something? I said, I don't know. Maybe because I was reading so much of those things while I was growing up. So I was influenced by most of those things. So I decided to do the 7 summits then. That's climbing the 7 highest mountains in each continent of the world, including Mount Everest. But I said, how would I tell people this story? I mean, how would I explain to people that this is what I want to do? And we're in Nigeria, they ask you, so what's profits are you gonna make, and how do you commercialize these and all that?
Yeah, that's a question everybody always asks.
Dude,
Why?
It's a good question. It's a good question, but good enough. Right now, you can always find a way to commercialize what you're doing. You have the social media there. You have to monetize, to find a creative way to really monetize what you are doing. Yes. So I struggled then to. There is this saying that there is something more difficult than climbing Mount Everest, and that's raising money to climb Mount Everest. Yes, because
yes, I agree.
Yes.
Because if you get an invitation to go play football in Europe,
yes,
people would support you because they've seen the evidence of what playing football can do.
Yes.
But I want to go climb all the tallest mountains in this world.
Yeah. So whose business is that?
Why? It looks like you're jobless. Mm-hmm. It comes across as if you're jobless.
Yes.
Because especially if you come from the US or Canada or Europe, it's fine. People understand because they are nomadic in nature and then they are adventurous in nature.
Yes.
Africans, we are not, especially the west coast of Africa, we're not adventurous.
Yeah.
We're like comfort zone. We're comfort zone people.
Yes.
And I know how many times I've asked my friends, like, guys, have you done bungee jumping? You wear, God forbid. God does not forbid anything. I said, have you done skydiving? God forbid. No, that's a white man play.
How does that put money in my pockets?
And then these people that are saying will live 100 years and still not have money in their pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the things that I've noticed. But I also know that I expect that our sports ministers, our tourism ministers, our minister for transportation should look at people like you and see you people as ambassador. It's good to name ex-internationals as ambassadors of football, but then there are some kind of ambassadorial rule that you people like you needs to get, because everywhere I saw you on Mount Kilimanjaro hoisting Nigerian flag.
Yes, that's 19,340 feet above sea level. That's the roof of Africa. Yes.
Good. On the roof of Africa, you were hoisting Nigerian flag.
And yeah.
Now let's take it further. Cameroon, you went to Cameroon, and then what happened next?
Yeah, when I came down, I did another mountaineering expedition, but this time around is Mount Stanley in DR Congo, self-sponsored. Yes.
So how do you go from Nigeria to Cameroon, Nigeria to Ghana, Nigeria to DR Congo, visa, transportation, logistics? How do you do that? How do you raise the money?
I'm a fitness trainer.
Yeah.
I'm a fitness trainer, so I train. That's how I make money, and also it's a way of keeping myself fit. So it makes me money, it keeps me fit at the same time. So when I get the money, I go for such things, because apart from making money, when we were in secondary school, your geography teacher, they tell you things about these things, and I asked myself, so am I going to sit at a place and live all my life and die without seeing some of all those things or experiencing what those things look like? I said no. And I'm the kind of person I don't like I'm telling people, hey, you have to be strong, you have to try new things, you have to be all those motivational things without experiencing it yourself. Like I can tell you when I'm trying to encourage you, I'm telling you not from somebody who just read something, but from someone who has experienced it myself. So if you're climbing the mountain, or if you want to do some of all those things, I can have that empathy. I can feel what you're feeling, because I've felt it myself. I've really felt it. When I was climbing, I had the altitude sickness. That's for the first time, like having such thing. It was difficult for me to breathe. It was very difficult for me. I thought I was losing my life, and I asked myself, what's going on? What's happening? How do I survive this?
You meant artificial COVID on the mountain.
It's
because they say when you have COVID, I've not had it. When you have COVID, you struggle to breathe.
Yeah, okay. I struggled to breathe. I had to breathe. I had to open my mouth wide. In fact, if possible, if I can take in air through my eyes, I would have done that, because I was struggling to breathe. But there is one thing about when you're going through all these things, when you think of the summits. above all things, the passion to get to the summit will keep you going, because your physical body will tend to fail you at times. But when you can imagine, that's where imagination comes in. When you can imagine what it will be, the victory of getting to the summit, you want to keep going until you get there. That joy alone keeps you going. So even from planning here in Nigeria, I can imagine that's visualizing, okay, someday what it will be like to be at the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. Those things drove me through, from having issues at the airports to everything in between, all the difficulties, all the obstacles. That vision I had of getting to Mount Kilimanjaro, the zenith, was what kept me going. So I wasn't looking at the obstacles. Were the obstacles there? They were there. Would I have ordinarily overcome all those obstacles without a vision of where I was going? I don't think so, because the obstacles, they were so powerful enough for them to stop me. But I chose not to look at the obstacles, and I kept going. For people who ask me, are you going to make it to Mount Everest, the pinnacle of the world, all the challenges, the money, and all those things? Don't worry. All I need to do is to just visualize, keep my focus right there. And that alone will throw off any obstacle.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.